The first Kina of Tisha B'Av morning, Shabbat Suru, was written by Rabbi Eliezer HaKalir, one of the earliest of the Paitanim, and it is a masterwork of Hebrew poetry, calling upon references from Eicha and interspersing within its many chapters to create a new tapestry of meaning. The poem begins with the word Shabbat, which means everything came to a standstill, that the world, as it were, stopped with the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. We who live without a Beit HaMikdash, this is our world. We don't know what it was like to have had a Beit HaMikdash and to have had everything work a certain way until this year, until we've experienced how our world has been turned upside down with this Shabbat, this ceasing, this stopping. And this Kinah means something special this year. When we think about what that Shabbat, when the world, as it were, comes to a stop. Someone mentioned to me that if you had asked someone 5 years ago, what do you think what you're going to be in 5 years? An entire generation got that question wrong if they were asked that question 5 years ago. And that's what Shabbat Suru is. The Kinah goes on to quote psukim according to the acrostic of Eicha from each of the chapters of Eicha. And there are 6 acrostics throughout Eicha. And here we get that same meaning of Shabbat, of Shabbat almost coming after these 6 alphabets, these 6 acrostics throughout Kinot that are emphasized through this Kinah. And Kinot as a whole are often difficult for us to appreciate. They are poetic, and they call upon all sorts of tools that often for us in terms of our reading are itself in some respects a Shabbat, that they pull us out of our normal way of reading, our normal way of thinking. And I think there's something very useful about that in terms of what this day is, what Tisha B'Av is. That Tisha B'Av is Avelut, it is a Shiva in some way. And the primary mitzvah of Shiva is Shabbat, is to stop. And what that allows for is a little bit of rethinking, a repositioning of who we are and what we are. And I think that's something which there's an opportunity within the pandemic that we are all facing for us to not just go through this stam and just to be as we would be regularly, but to take advantage of this Shabbat, take advantage of this opportunity to rethink our lives and to rebuild, to make something better, to be able to experience this Shabbat of Eicha, but to make that into a Shabbat of Kedusha, a Shabbat of holiness. And so as we recite the Kinot this morning, I give everyone a bracha that you should experience this Shabbat and make the most of it, to be able to experience both the tears, but also the nechama as well, to also experience that comfort of being able to rebuild. And may we as a society rebuild well as we experience this sabbatical, this pandemic sabbatical, and God willing, come out of it stronger, come out of it better, come out of it with a new appreciation for all the blessings that surround us and the opportunities of every day.